like this. I like this. I like this. I like this. I like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Victim No More podcast. This is your boy Bobby P. And of course, we have another incredible interview that's coming up. But first of all, before we go any further, I just wanted to just say thank you for each and every one of you that literally takes out the time each and every week to come and check out this podcast, whether it be live or whether it be on replay. Trust me, every view counts. Every remark, every response, man, it's just the participation. And please, by all means, go ahead and share this podcast, whether it be live, whether it be on replay, because these stories need to be heard. They need to be seen, because it ultimately encourages the individuals that need to see this podcast, that need to hear and see these stories, to see these individuals that are speaking from the other side of through as far as their journey is concerned. And this story this evening is no different. I met this individual in Orlando at the Mind, Body, and Spirit tour there a few weeks ago. And, before they made the big reveals as far as that stops transformation contest winners, a few of us were able to briefly talk about our particular transformations and how much weight that we've lost or what other transformations we have. And when this individual spoke, I said, I had to introduce myself to them, because just from the little bit that they told, I knew that was going to be an amazing story. So before I officially bring them on, what I want to do, of course, like I do every week, is kind of give you a brief introduction as to who we're going to hear from this evening. So just hold tight.
Opiates is a highly addictive pill. It'll drain your marriage. It'll drain your life. It'll drain your kids. And your whole family's going to suffer because you're addicted, because you had 3 car accidents. You see, it wasn't my fault. But it does not matter. I was subject to fall. Satan had me bound. I was on the ground. I could not get up on my own. I did everything I could. I did hot baths. I did the heat pads. I've done hydrocodone. I did this. I did that. But when TLC came into my life, I was lifted up. But thank God Jack Fallon and John LeCarry cares about you and me. They care. Michelle cares. They care for us, that we could rise up out of the gutter. Hallelujah. My life has been changed.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Stephen Raisor to the Victim No More podcast. Man. Hey, I appreciate you coming by, man, taking the time out to come and share your story with us this evening. I was explaining a little bit at the beginning, how we met. And I remember meeting you and your wife, and I believe it was your brother that was with you in Orlando as well.
Right.
Yeah, and I remember us, chatting just for a little bit, and I had mentioned the show to you then, so I just knew it was just a matter of time before what we're seeing here today and what's about to happen was going to take place, for sure. So thank you for taking out your time, telling your story. Just a little bit that I heard in Orlando was amazing. And what a lot of people need to understand when it comes to total life changes and the transformation contest, there are weight loss stories, absolutely, and those are incredible. But there are times when not only is there weight loss, but even more importantly, there is stories behind the stories, and those are the ones that we really need to get to, because people are experiencing life each and every day. So what I want to do is at the very beginning kind of get a glimpse as to who Stephen Raisor was before Total Life Changes came along, and then we'll kind of advance and move from there.
All right. Well, first off, I want to say thank you, Bobby, for having me on the show. Victims No More. Appreciate the opportunity, kind of the privilege and honor to be on here with you. And I've seen your transformation fully, on the live. And, it's talking with you there in Orlando, getting to meet you and everything. That was awesome. But yeah, before Total Life Changes, I could go back to probably, I'd say 2014, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing, I own my own cleaning business. I was a subcontractor under my father. And, we was running in, 3 or 4 different counties and doing a lot of driving. I had 3 car accidents, due to not my own fault. It was either going to work or coming home from work. And, I already had a herniated disc before all this, but the herniated disc, from the car wreck went to an extrusion, which is more intense, more pain.
Okay.
And my chiropractor didn't teach me nothing about, sugar, what sugar does to the body, how it, affects your inflammation and the foods that you consume on a daily basis. They said you lose weight, but didn't really teach the fullness of health, And I didn't know too much back then. I didn't know what sugar really was doing to my body. I did not know. I knew it was bad. We talk about it. You hear it on the news or whatever. You hear it's bad. Right. But the fullness of it, with chronic issues, with chronic pain, and going through it, we could fast forward to October 2016 is when Adam Helton first talked to me about Total Life Changes and his transformation, what he went through.
Mm-hmm.
And, he told me, he said, man, you'll do great at it, but it would take you and your wife both doing it together as a team, especially if you're married. You need to do it together as a team effort. He's playing around with me. He's like, man, don't be trying to, give her Debbie cakes while you're all on this plane and everything, just playing around. But, he's being serious about it. He's like, you can do this. And I said, well, I'm not ready yet. I don't have the funds. I'm not ready. But he did not know. I did not share with him that I was actually fighting and dealing with drug addiction at that specific time. He did not know.
Hey, so he had no clue.
He had no clue.
And before we go any further, shout out to Adam, which he himself is a former transformation contest winner. I mean, just a beautiful spirit, just an amazing gentleman. And I know it's only a matter of time before he's going to be on this show, but that's in God's timing. But so you did not make him aware that you was dealing with the drug issues, and he had no clue.
He had no clue.
Wow.
He told me, I would say about 6 months after I started opening up to him about, more in detail about the past.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I knew there was something going on in you, but I didn't know what it was. I didn't know exactly if it was drugs or not. I never opened up to him and let him know what I was struggling with at that specific time.
Okay.
In October 2016. That was a bad year. October, November, and December. Those 3 months were really hard on me. I remember specifically where I was at when he called me, and we talked. Adam, I grew up with him all my life. He helped me when I was actually a baby. So Adam and I, we went to church and school together. Did a lot of things. He came over to the house when I was a kid growing up, and Lisa Roberts is the one that got him set up with Total Life Changes.
Right.
So, it was like something's different. I was following him, I followed Keely Taylor, followed Lisa, followed Josh and Nicole Ring. I started following certain ones just to make sure this stuff was legit, because I've been a part of other health and wellness, companies in the past. And they had, either sugar in the products or this or that. And I just didn't get the results that I wanted. But this, honestly, was about weight loss in the very beginning. In the very beginning of Total Life Changes, my wife, I told her, I said, if you want to do it, let me know when you're ready. Adam kept calling me. Like, man, I'm just not ready yet. I'm not ready. And, always making excuses. Didn't have the funds or this or that. So, I was October, he first introduced me. So I would say probably beginning of December was really bad. I was taking a lot of drugs off the streets. Once the attorney signed me out and, we got the check there. I didn't have insurance, so I couldn't continue my health care, through the settlement issue there. So I had to find it on the street is what I did. And hydrocodone was number one. It went to Oxy. My power got shut off. I was paying $10 a pill. I was really messed up in my head, my life, everything was messed up. After the power got shut off, I believe that's when I went to meth, because it was a lot cheaper. And it actually about stroked me out 2 or 3 different times. I almost had a stroke from it.
Wow.
And my wife would give me, some protein shakes and all kinds of orange juice and stuff to help me. She didn't know what to do. She was trying to reach out to family. And she actually reached out to one family member in particular. And that family member actually turned it into somebody else. And that somebody else turned to, to DCF. DCF in the state of Florida, they came to our house with the law, and drug tested me. And December of 2016 was probably the worst Christmas I've ever seen in my entire life. We had a lot of family drama, a lot of issues in the family, things of that nature. So, I snorted, I did everything I could, and to try to escape the pain, escape the drama.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask you, so we could give proper context as to how this thing really started off. You started with the drugs to deal with the pain that wasn't properly, addressed from the very beginning.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Right. And it went from there. I was on tramadol. Prescribed first. Of course, it was tramadol. Hydrocodone. And then when that didn't work, it was something more and more and more, and I couldn't figure out why am I in such pain. I would, on the couch on that one picture with my dog there. If you look really closely, there is a heat pad adjuster. In the heat. I used to lay on that all the time, man, all the time. And hot baths, scalding hot baths to where my lower back, all my legs would be almost blistered.
Wow.
That would help me with my sciatic nerve issues, my pain in my, I got a hernia disc on my L5, 3 bulges on my neck. So I was fighting through pain, and I didn't know how to get out of it. I tried this, family's like, oh, just take some Tylenol. I'm like, my goodness, y'all don't understand. It's severe pain. And it just one thing led to another, and I got addicted. That's where the whole, like the meth and all that came from, is the pills weren't enough for me. I was going deeper and deeper and deeper into it. My family started losing respect for me, my wife and my kids. Dude, I'll just be honest. It was a struggle. I about didn't make it out there alive. And there was a time in this specific time frame right here, I popped a gun. I told my wife, we'll divorce. I'll go to the streets. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to turn. I didn't know where to turn toward and get out of this mess. I didn't know how to do it. And, it was like I was praying one day and like, God, just, to either take the pain or take the addiction away or take something, give me some relief somewhere, somehow, give me some relief. I didn't know how to do it. I couldn't do it on my own. I tried everything I could. I tried every home remedy, every natural thing, at the, Walgreens or whatever. I tried everything I could. And nobody taught me. It was sugar. Sugar was the big key in this. And I didn't realize with my pain levels being so, I was going through, 2 or 3, 4, 2 liters a day. I was going through, a lot of sweets and this and that. And no wonder why I was in such pain. And so as the drug addiction was taking over in my life, I was getting deeper and deeper, and I didn't know how to get out of it. So it was like I prayed and I said, God, you got to get me out of this. I want free. I want to break free from this. And December, the Christmas of 2016 is when I really had a, awakening. And, after DCF left, they told my wife, you have a decision to make. Either you leave him and, be safe with your boys, or if you continue to stay with him, your life will be completely in ruins. You'll possibly even lose your kids over this. And I never did the drugs in front of my kids. I had it hid in my bedroom, but still yet, at the same time, it's like, that's not a life I thought I would live. That is not a life I thought my kids would even see. Mm-hmm. I did not know I was going to go through that. I had no plan in place. Once we got the car wrecks, I didn't know that, I knew you got to be careful with opiates. I knew that, but I didn't know how deep, what addiction really was and what it really is. And, the doctors, like, here's this, here's that. And, it really just put me in a spiral position to where I just couldn't get out of it. I didn't know what else to do. And I was so far deep in it that when I got on the meth, like I said, I about stroked out 2 or 3 different times. And I thought, man, I can't do this no more. I can't do this. I don't know how to get out of this. I was praying. And because I did not want to be there. And then, Adam, this was back. So October 2016, he first talked to me. We're talking now, a couple months later in December. And I still haven't said yes yet. So January the 2nd came around. Actually, I'll go a little bit before that. She wrote me the note. She wrote me a letter that if I don't get clean, she's going next door to her mom and dad's and taking the kids. So, I told her, I said, look, I'll get rid of the meth. I'll get rid of that. Hydrocodone, there's no way I'm going to get rid of it. That helps with my pain. So there's no way. So actually, when DCF left, I hid my drugs into the ground, and I hid them in in a spot. I threw the meth away, got rid of all that stuff, and then the hydrocodone. I was scared, Bobby. I'll be honest, man. I was scared that I was going to be, either hallucinate, drive myself up the wall with pain. I just like, there's no way. I already knew there's no way I'll be able to be 100% pain free.
Right.
And go with this cold turkey and just go all in. And I had severe pain in my body. So, we had a lot of issues in our home. Anybody knows about withdrawals and how the anger comes out in those that has withdrawals from the drugs, the anger, it was a lot, man. It was a lot I'm not proud of. And I hurt my family. I hurt my boys. I hurt my wife. And, I just didn't know how. And Adam kept pulling at me. But every 3 or 4 days, he would call me or text me, "Hey, man, you just need to get back, get on this. Get on this. I'm like, man, I just don't have the money. I mean, I was spending out anywhere from $300 to $500 per week on drugs alone.
Wow.
Alone.
Let me ask you this. Was he aware at that time?
No.
What was going on? So he still didn't know.
No.
That
not from me.
was a drug issue.
No, not from me. He did not know from me.
Okay.
He said he knew something was going on, because he could hear it in my voice and the way I was talking. But I never openly told him anything at that time.
But his spirit knew something wasn't right.
Something wasn't right.
So he kept reaching out to you.
Right.
That's incredible, because imagine if he didn't.
Right. 3 months.
Yeah. Now, as far as the relationship, as far as the family is concerned, and I know that was strained to as far as the children. Could the children really tell that something was going on at that particular time? Because children might not know exactly, but they are very, very intuitive.
Correct.
And sometimes, they will let you know by their behavior that something is not right, and they can feel that. Did that happen as well?
Yeah. They knew.
So let's fast forward. Let's get to the place where Adam finally finds out what's happening. And
he did not know until after I started.
Wow. Okay. So you did a real good job hiding it from him.
I didn't open to him anything yet.
Okay. So what were the events that actually led up to you saying, okay, he keep on reaching out to me about this total life changes. Okay, I see Lisa Roberts. I see what's going on with her and the business and the products. So what was it that made you say, well, at least let me take a real hard look at it now?
It was my wife.
Okay.
It was her. I told her, when you're ready, because I mean, like I said, we've done this stuff. We've done this kind of stuff in years past. So I didn't want to, me do it and she, not do it, and her do it, not me, okay, not doing it. I want to do it together as a couple if we're going to do it. Mm-hmm. And she finally said yes. I mean, that was like, it was right before January the 2nd, like a couple of days before. She's like, let's just do it. So I got paid at the last day of the month, December. So when the check cleared the next day, that's when we ordered, mm-hmm, on January the 2nd. So actually that was 2 or 3 days later. Because I got, New Year's, the holiday, whatever. But yeah, that was like January the 2nd is when we pulled the trigger on it and we said yes. And, we still didn't know what to do with it, honestly. Mm-hmm. I thought, is this another, I've been watching Adam. I've been watching others. So I knew there was something real to it because my friend from childhood, he's had a transformation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, this is real. So let's try it out. And she finally agreed. So January the 2nd, we said yes. And then all of a sudden, man, on day two, on the solution kit is what I started with. Because back then it was a 4-pack of tea per 30 days.
Right. I remember those days. Yep.
We had to split it, we told Adam we're going to give it 2 weeks. I'm going to try it out for just 2 weeks to see if we do anything with it. In 2 weeks' time, man, on day 2, I seen a drastic change on day 2 of the products. It was so much to where so much poison, because dude, I mean, I like I said, I went through meth, I went through oxycodone, hydrocodone. I had so many drugs in my system, and everything got pulled out of me. And Bobby, I'll be honest, man, I could finally see clearly. I could finally see clearly again. And on day 2, it changed my life. It got me to a place I've never been. For like 2 years, I was fighting in drug addiction. And 2 years off and on, I was fighting this demon. And I didn't know how to break free. So, of course, you got your NutriBurst, you got your ISOT, and your resolution drops. And they all 3 combo together, work together, I believe, for my good. I believe the sugar coming out of me from the resolution, getting that withdrawals from the sugar, and the detox, with my withdrawals of the drugs and detoxing the poison that's in my body and give me the proper vitamins. I think it all 3 worked together and gave me a total life change in my life, in my body, and in my mind.
Well, of course, being involved in this business and this opportunity, and of course, my own personal experience with the products, I know that there is a synergistic relationship between each of those products that you named. So they're working together hand in hand. So with you describing what you're describing, I'm not surprised, none whatsoever. Now, with that being said, I really want to make sure that our audience understand, and I'll do this from a visual standpoint, but I also need to do this as far as audio is concerned. Of course, we're not making any medical claims. We're not claiming that these products mitigate or cure any diseases. What we're doing, we're actually having discussions and having testimonies of individuals' personal experiences with these products. So I just wanted to make sure that was made clear from an audio standpoint, because this podcast go to other platforms that are not visual and cannot see that banner scrolling at the bottom of the screen. But please continue with your incredible story.
So, the products work great, but you got to be dedicated to it. You can't just take these products lightly. And like on the resolution drops, following the meal plan, getting off the sugar, it was a number of things that helped me to get to the place where I could actually be free from drug addiction. It wasn't just one particular thing there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the vitamins were great. The tea, the resolution, coming off the sugar, getting rid of the toxins. I mean, we'd go through, me personally, I would go through a box of cereal with a half a gallon of milk at one time. So you can only imagine the amount of sugar pouring into my body. So sugar raises your inflammation. This is the research I've been doing now for 4 years, 7 months. I've been doing a hard research on sugar, artificial sweeteners, things that we're pouring into our body. And there's a lot of key flags, that would raise your inflammation, raises your pain. So like I said, day 2 of the products, my life was changed. And I knew there was a difference. I think we hit maybe day 13 or day 14. I called Adam on the phone. I said, dude, I got to have more tea now. I've got to have more tea. I was out and I said, I've got to have tea. And Bobby, I was literally in tears crying on the phone. I said, dude, I've got to have this tea now. I'm out. He said, you can't wait. I said, dude, I can't wait 7 days. Because back then it was a 7-day shipping from Fairhaven to down here to Central Florida. So I couldn't wait a week. There's just no way. It wouldn't last it. There's something in that tea that helped me, with inflammation. So I realized that, and I realized that, I couldn't wait. So he's like, well, let's set you up with Keeley. I've got a friend of mine down there in Central Florida, Bradenton area, that could help you get some tea. So she got me the tea the very next day. So, and since then I've been on the path of, I signed up to become an IBO back then, the independent business owner. We're called now the Life Changers.
Life changer.
So, I signed up. I said, enough is enough. I need the products for myself. I'm going to do it, because Adam was telling me, how much commission he was making on my sale. And each time I purchased, because I purchased more than one time, even after the 2 weeks trial run. And he's like, dude, you just need to sign up. You can put that money in your pocket and this and that. He's trying to help me out. And I respect him for that and love him for that, because most people wouldn't do that, to you in that kind of a way. So he's like, let's get you signed up under us, and let's see what you can do with it. And man, that was January the 2nd. My life was changed just by these products, by the mindset, by the no sugar. And then fast forwarding to it took me about a year. Once I got, drug free, it took me about a year to comprehend things again on a normal level.
Okay.
Because the poisons, the meth, oxy, you name it, I probably did it. So it took me a year to get my brain, because you think about drugs and you think about, what's in these certain drugs that you're either snorting or putting in by mouth. You're ingesting certain toxins, certain poisons into your body, and it does affect your brain cells.
Mm-hmm.
So, my brain, I feel like, wasn't working half the time back that first 12 months. I was having a struggle, with remembering things. And finally, it led off to where I was back to normal again. And man, I tell you, when I hit that first 2 weeks time, I would say about a weekend, drug free. I went next door to my in-laws. I said, I'm about a week down, week clean. And then I hit 2 week, 3. Every time I hit a mark for me in my mind, I would go next door and talk to my father-in-law and be like, man, I'm down another month. I'm down 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. And he personally didn't think I would become clean, because he has some family members that's, a part of drug life, and they're still there. He's like, I didn't think you would become clean. I really didn't think you would make it out of there.
Well, before you go any further, I just want to take the opportunity now. Number one, thank you for your yes. That was a huge move. But number two, and I think this is very, very important. You literally set your intentions on becoming clean. And when you found out that you could get a breakthrough just by detoxing, this wasn't even about weight loss at the very beginning.
And
it was. Wow.
It was. Adam did not know.
That's right.
And then when I got on the tea, I was asking him questions. I said, how am I pain free? How am I going through this? Dude, I wasn't in no more pain. And
so
Adam didn't know.
You was literally drinking the tea to reduce the weight. And then you, by accident, discovered, wait a minute, I'm not in pain.
There's something different about that tea.
What's going on here?
Right. Right. Adam didn't know. And that's why I said, in the first 2 weeks, he's like, I'll get you set up with Keeley. And he's like, I get you set up with her. So I got her cell number, and I called her on the phone, and then we talked on the phone. And the next day she got me set up with Martine, in Winter Haven, the next city over, very next day. So yeah, that's how it started.
Wow. Man.
It was supposed to be for weight loss. No, he didn't know. I didn't know it was going to turn into all this.
So now that you've had this period of discovery, and you find yourself getting better by the week, and I say by the week because that's about how long a gallon of the tea lasts.
Right.
So now you're going through this process week by week by week. When did the light bulb go off when you said, you know what, I can really do something with this as far as a business is concerned, because I know you were just so overwhelmed with gratitude. You didn't even need to understand everything that was going on from a scientific standpoint of how
Right.
the herbs was literally working. The fact that they were working is enough to get excited about. So when did the light bulb go off and you say, wait a minute, I can help other people with this?
It was in February.
Okay.
February. I had several partners with us at the time. My mom, my dad, my grandmother, before she had passed, immediately, joined with me.
Mm-hmm.
We just started from there. I mean, and as because I hit my first 20 pounds in my first 3 weeks. So I knew there's something different when I went to my dad. I went to him and I said, because he was struggling some things, and he's another, weight loss winner as well. Back in, October 2019.
Okay.
He won Louisville, Kentucky. So, he was getting to the place in his life, his body was shutting down and he was going through things. So when he seen my story, my transformation off the drugs, he's like, that's when he said yes. And then we just went from there. And then, there's been immediate family members that would watch me and see me walk around the neighborhood or this or that. And, ask me what we're doing. So, we sold a little bit here and there. And that's where it started, becoming that life changer right there.
So now that you've released the 20 pounds within 3 weeks, you're now beginning to spread the word and telling your story. And mind you, your story is still developing as far as your experience with the products.
Right.
So what is happening with you on a personal level? Let's say maybe about 2 months down the road, 3 months down the road now, because I know you're consistent with the products. You're doing it every day. You're excited about what's happening with you. Where was Stephen's mind at that particular point?
Well, I don't know if you got it when you guys signed up in the business. Wake Up and Be Awesome was a DVD with Jack Fallon in there in the business kit. So we got that, like in February, and that video set me on fire on Wake Up and Be Awesome. For nearly 2 years prior, I was living near death's door. So when you could see a video of Wake Up and Be Awesome 2 months down the road, that's what I was posting. You go back to my timeline, go all the way back from then to like almost a year in. It was like Wake Up and Be Awesome with TLC. I was just that kind of a person. Just, we can wake up because, man, there's times, man, before I started, I would not wake up and been awesome. I would wake up and argue with my wife. The kids get agitated, irritated, with going through withdrawals. You hit the wall or anger or this or that. So when you can actually stand to your feet out of the bed and you can wake up and finally be awesome, it hit me. I could wake up and I could be awesome. So that's what I would start posting. Wake up and be awesome with TLC. Wake up and be awesome. That's probably 2 months in, maybe I'd say almost a year in. It was just about wake up and be awesome. Because like I said, a long time I wasn't awesome. And now I am awesome. So now let's talk about that. And the transformation from there just went off. I mean, going, all the way through this and in the business, now I'm a 5-figure earner, but, Adam actually helped me set a lot of things up in my, on my Facebook and helped me out in the business and show me the ropes on different things. So, we teamed up with him, and on a personal level, I mean, me and Adam was talking almost every single day of the week, every day, sometimes 2, maybe 3 times a day. And he was guiding me, directing me in certain directions, certain areas. But it was like becoming a life changer. What is a life changer? Back then we were independent business owners. And then December 2018, they changed us to life changers. What is a life changer? What is a true blue life changer? Give hope, just I don't know, man. It was so deep back then, so deep.
Well, it's deep now. You think about just the words life changer. In order for you to be a life changer, you literally have to step outside of yourself and be willing to help change somebody else's life. But first, make sure that your life is changing as well. So
Right.
you literally have to set the bar. You literally have to be a standard. So there's a higher calling or a higher responsibility from being just an independent business owner. That's a technicality. But the reality is that, we are life changers. I can think about certain individuals that have spoken into my life since the time that I've come back into the business, because I was in the business in 2014, but the business wasn't in me. Well, when I came back, my experience is totally different now. I am so totally focused on my assignment of being a life changer. That's part of the reason why this platform even exists, to let folks know, look, your life can literally be changed by this business, by this opportunity, but more importantly, by the life changers that are in this business. And I'm telling you, Stephen, you being on this platform telling your story, because your story is unique. Everyone has a unique story, but the way that your story has developed over time, and how Adam just kept on calling, kept on reaching out, saying, hey man, you need to take a look at this business. He even know that specifically something was going on, but he knew spiritually something wasn't right. So he just kept on reaching out. So here it is, he's changing your life. And here it is now, you're beginning to catch on fire, and you are waking up awesome.
Right.
You're literally now waking up in the morning awesome, ready to change lives. So now that you've been waking up awesome for about a year, what's going on with you at that particular time?
Well, he started getting me set up in what was that? See, 2017. We're in 2018. 2018, he got me set up in the swap shops, on social media, on Facebook, and
Mm-hmm.
started promoting this and that and going it that way. And I just kept doing live videos. He was the first one to even got me set up with the live. He told me, you be good at it, you need to do it. It was Adam that actually pushed me into live videos. So I started doing it, and I felt something, gratitude. I felt worth, or whatever you want to call it. I felt something about the live videos. I felt something for it at that specific time. I didn't know what it was.
Mm.
I didn't see it yet. I didn't see it until December 2018. That's when I seen everything.
Mm.
So leading up to now December 2018, it was like death behind me, near death experiences. Now I'm living life. Where do I go from here? How do I get there? What's the plan from here?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know. I really didn't know back then. So it was like, yeah, I'm a independent business owner, life changer. I want to promote this. I'm going to go on swap shops. I want to ask people, hey, do you want to lose 20 pounds, 20 days? You want to this or that? Ask some questions, or, whatever. Promote it to our family, talk about it to our family, or whatever. But I knew there was something more than that. There had to have been something more. And I didn't really get it in the beginning about my story. I thought it was more of weight loss. I'll be honest with you. I thought it was more of weight loss. I didn't really understand the fullness of the story back then, because I thought, how sometimes when you lose weight and people tell you, oh, you look good. Well, I didn't see it that way. I didn't see my story as a story. I didn't really see it back then. So, yeah, I was telling my family this and that, and I was working with one of my cousins and different things. And, back in November of 2018 is when I entered to go to New York City for the weight loss contest there with the Back to Basics, tour. Okay. So when I went, I was there, I did the interview with, John Licari and Rosa, in which Scott was there. There's others there. But man, I was telling my story, and John Licari was actually in tears.
Mm-hmm.
He was zoned into it, like everything is. I don't know. I never had that kind of like one-on-one talk with somebody high up like that to listen to my story like it matters. Because I listened to our family, my wife, my kids, and I knew it mattered to them that I was clean and drug free, but I didn't know how much of an impact I could make in somebody's life. When I got on stage there in December 2018, I think it was the 13th or 14th of December, I got the word hope. Hope came to me so strong. Hope is a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen. That word hope was drilled into me. I believe with all my heart, mind, and soul by the Almighty God. I believe that word hope came to me so powerful and so mighty in November, actually a month before I went on stage. And I started prepping for hope in November. And then when I walked on stage, talked about hope, when I left the stage, I knew my calling. I knew what I was supposed to do from that day forward. And there's been a few bumps along in the road. I felt at times I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel this or feel that, or, I'm not that or whatever. But I kept, trying to promote my story after then, start talking about it and give hope to others that there's a better life to live than on the streets begging for alms for drugs. There's a better life to live than, snorting some pills and taking meth and this and that. There's a better high in life than living high on drugs. There's a better life to live when you have a wife and kids that depend on you and that need you to stand up and proclaim the victory. And like the shirt says, believe in more. To believe in more. Believe in more in what? Believe in more in life. There's more life to live beyond that desire of drugs. There's more to live beyond, finding the next fix. There's more to life than hitting the walls in anger. There's more to life to live in. So believe in more. When Jack Fallon got that book together, there was a Believe in More and the Moses Code. And I started writing my goals down. I actually got my wife's lipstick. And because at first I didn't believe. When I first signed into the business, in our team, they're like, write your goals down. Write them down. Well, man, I just didn't believe in it, be honest with you. I didn't believe you could write your goals down and watch them be accomplished. So I thought, okay, let's do this. It's about like 2018, beginning 2019, I started doing it. And I wrote my goals down with my wife's lipstick. And there was 4 goals in particular. 4 goals that were written down. One goal literally just happened before my very eyes. One goal already came to pass. And I thank God, that I'm alive and well. I thank God I could stand to my feet and not be on drugs anymore. I could go to work and provide for my family the needs that's in our, on the financial realm on that side. But I could also stand up and my wife and my kids look at me as a human being in this family now and not some deadbeat dad or deadbeat husband, They could look at me and see the victory now. And I don't beat the walls. I don't have to anymore. I don't want to be angry.
I can really speak to that. It's something about when a man can walk inside his home and it doesn't matter how much of the outside world is against him, but when he walk inside his home and his wife and his children look at him with respect, admire him, honor him, it gives him enough strength to be able to walk out the next day and deal with the craziness sometimes that happens outside in that world. So I know how much that means to you, because that's part of that is literally part of your transformation. Because as you begin to change, the relationship with the family change and it strengthen you even more. So that's why you're able to speak the way that you're speaking now with the passion that you do. So man, I want to encourage you, and I know I'm gonna say it again. Don't ever, 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 ever stop telling your story.
Yeah.
This is an amazing story, and you're still building on it.
Right.
And don't ever think that you're not worthy to tell your story, we all of us, first of all, this is life, man. And sometimes life happens and we got to deal with life, but it does not take away from the greatness of who you are and who you belong to in order for you to walk out this greatness.
Right.
So, man, I just feel as if we're kind of hitting a reset button because we're about to see a greater version of Stephen Raisor after this particular show. I just feel it coming. I feel it coming. So now we in 2019, you're a transformation contest winner. What's going on with you, TLC, personal life? What's happening?
Back then, like I said in the very beginning, I thought total life changes was about weight loss. So now we're going to go back to 2019 and 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I had to rid certain things out of my life. I conquered the drug addiction.
Mm-hmm.
I conquered all that mess. And I've been holding on. I didn't realize it at the time. I knew certain things was happening in our life. And it's been happening for years, even before the drugs, before all this. Childhood things happened or teenage years or whatever. There's a lot of things that happened. I had to get to a place in my life currently that I want to rid the deadly toxins of drama, of family issues, the past hurts. I had to let go of everything. When I say everything, I mean all the scars from the past,
Mm-hmm.
all the hurt from family. I had to rid everything. And what's so ironic that we serve an almighty God is, Adam told me, man, get it set up with swap shops. Get set up in a swap shop. And who you mentioned here recently, talking about my brother, he's not my biological brother.
Mm-hmm.
He's the brother I met in a swap shop that came to my prospect group to finally watch me for nearly a year and finally said yes to TLC 2. And then now we are so close. Our families are closer. We're like 2.5 miles from each other.
Okay.
And he has really inspired me and encouraged me. And where did it come from? I believe God has a purpose and a plan for people to be a part of your life.
Mm-hmm.
As some has to leave you and some have to go by the wayside, God's going to replace those with good people that's going to support you and help you and encourage you.
Yes, I believe that.
And so, we lived in a, manufactured home and nearly were off and on for like 16 years. And I got tired of it. I thought, I became drug free. Why can't I break free from all this? How do I do this? How do I get out of this? I wanted something better for my family, for my wife, for my kids. And then just last month, we sold our property and we moved over here to St. Cloud and we got a house right here.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations. If you notice in your video package right before the introduction panel came up, I wanted to make sure that you standing with your family in your new home, that needed to be seen because I remember you posting about that. That is huge, man. That is huge. So congratulations, because I know what it means to make that kind of move. It's not only from a physical standpoint, but it does something for you spiritually. And it lets you know, man, hey, look, you ain't even got to stop there.
Right.
It can be done now. You now see that it can happen. So, man, congratulations to you and the family, man. Absolutely. I'm proud of you.
That was goal number one.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it took me 4 years and 7 months to get to this place right here. 4 years. This did not happen overnight. And so many people look at your life like, oh, I want that. I want this. I want what he's got or this and that. Sometimes, because I had to deal with this. I'm like, how come I can't have it? How come I? Sometimes when you look at self and figure out what self's problem is and why self can't get what self desires in his life. I had to, like I said, I had to rid out the toxins, the negativity. What comes in my ear was coming out of my mouth to my family. I had to stop all that mess. I had to stop that
Mhm.
that drama. I had to stop all that junk. And I finally did it. And it hurt with the family, the people that I had to disconnect from. It did hurt me, but I felt like it was needed. We have to, right now, we're dealing with my wife's parents
Mhm.
that's got dementia and Alzheimer's that's living here with us. And that was another reason why we moved here to St. Cloud
Mhm.
in a 4-bedroom, because, we needed something big enough for, instead of a mobile home with small hallways. It wasn't just about me. This is not, this move, everything, this transformation was never just about me. It's about my family, my why power. And like I said, there in New York City, if your why power doesn't make you cry, it's not strong enough. So you got to find a deeper why power. So now I brought my in-laws in with us, and I want to take care of them. And I promised her dad, I said, I'll do this until death do you part. I'll do this until you pass. Let's work together, because they've got dementia and Alzheimer's. So I want to be there to help them.
Mhm.
So as I got out of drug addiction, now I understand it. Now I feel it. I know why I was on stage in New York City. I know the vision I had. It was not only for then, it's not just for now, it's for the future. It's to give people hope that you could climb up too.
Yes. Mhm.
Give people hope.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so we're at the place now. We're in 2021. Where does Stephen see himself a year from now?
I've got more goals. I got 3 other goals that has to happen.
Mhm.
And I know one of them is about to take place within the next week or two. And there's another one behind that one. See, these are 4 goals I have written down in our mobile home.
Mhm.
Like I said, I'll say about, year 2 going in maybe to year 3. So there's 3 goals I had written, 4 goals I had written down. One's already came to pass. There's 3 more behind that one. So where do I see myself? I've had people come to me, man, and talk to me. I would relate to my story to them. And I've already got phone numbers working with the addicts. I've got one lady in particular that gave me a phone number to a gentleman that she knows personally, involved in a ministry that helps with addicts.
Mhm.
I don't know where I see myself. There's so much there's so much there. I remember before we moved, say about last year, me and my son, we prayed. I got the olive oil and anointed our cabinets. And I prayed, and he prayed with me that God would bless our cabinets so we could bless others in need.
Mhm.
And Bobby, on this show, you're the first person that on this show that even knows about that prayer, because it's not about me. It's about giving to others in need and helping others to climb up and give people hope and give people love. Wrap our arms around them and let them know we love you. We care for you. You're not alone in this world. You're not alone in this addiction. I've been there. I know what it's like. I
Mhm.
know what it's like to go from poverty to go to my lights, out. I know what it's like. So I don't know, man. I want to do so much. And there was somebody there in Orlando, that spoke to me and said, whatever you need, I've got your back, whatever that is. I'm like, man, what does that mean? I thought, ooh, I mean, do they really know? But I'm going to ask them, because there's a lot. Because I want to do like food banks. I
Mhm.
want to do like some type of ministry on that level for the future, I'm saying. And we just moved. We haven't finished officially all the way unpacked yet. We're still
Right. Right.
halfway out of it, We're trying to get there. So what's next is, enjoying the family.
Okay.
Right this minute. Enjoy this moment that literally just happened. And my brother and his family's 2.5 miles from us. I don't know. For one, we have to be grateful. We have to have a grateful mindset that literally what just happened, what transpired in our life. Be grateful. And the Bible says, be transformed by the
The
renewing of your
renewing of
mind.
your mind. Mhm.
And I've been transformed. I transformed my mind. And when I transform my mind, I transform my body. I transformed our life. I transformed our financial situation. I transformed my wife. I've got a wonderful wife that stood by my side going through all the hell that I was going through and giving my family.
Mm-hmm.
It was her that, stood the test. And she's a strong-willed, strong woman. And my kids now, they look at me like, Dad, let's go. I mean, my oldest, will actually come to me and give me a kiss on the cheek. And I love you, Dad, And of course, he won't do that in public, but, it's like he loves me now.
Right.
And my middle son loves me. Josh loves me. Daniel, the youngest. And they look at me different. So what's in the future? I think the possibilities are limitless. That's kind of how I feel.
That's powerful. That's powerful. I'm going to share with you, and I know I shared this on lives. I even shared this on stage, in Houston. But I believe I just need to share this part right here because I know that this is going to be crucial in you walking out what you need to walk out as far as your assignment is concerned. And it's all centered around your story. And I'm going to tell it to you like a giant I refer to in this business that spoke life into me in July of 2020. And it was concerning my story. And just like you, I knew I had a story, but I didn't really, really, really understand the power of my story at that time. And he encouraged me. He said, Bobby, your provision, your protection, your success is in your story. Continue to tell your story. I literally grabbed a hold of that in July of 2020. Matter of fact, it was the second Sunday, I remember it, of July 2020. And from that point up until now, if you would have told me that my experience, my career within this opportunity called Total Life Changes would be and what it has ended up being up until this point, I wouldn't have really believed it. Because just like you recognize that once you came off that stage in New York, nothing, absolutely nothing is the same. Because there's purpose in this. It's bigger than just getting up on stage, being recognized as a transformation contest winner. It is much, much bigger than that. And you're literally living that out now. You're literally seeing how that experience can literally change the lives of other people. And so continue telling your story. I'll never stop telling my story. I wasn't even doing any lives or anything back then. I'm getting to the point now where folks may get sick of me. Well, oh well, they'll get over it because it's bigger than that.
Right.
And I've seen you speak. I've watched some of your videos. You're powerful, dude. You have that voice. We both have that voice. And there's no reason in the world why we cannot be the life changers that God has called us to be. And whoever is watching this video right now, and you know that I'm speaking to you, yeah, well, this goes for you too. This is the assignment. This is it. I love the products. I love making money from the products. Don't get me wrong. I'm not turning down that money. But man, it's much bigger than that. When you can have people on a platform like Stephen Raisor, what we're doing here this evening, literally tell his story, and I know somebody's life is going to be transformed. Period. All they needed, are you ready for this, Stephen? All they needed was to be able to see somebody like you so they can have hope.
Hope. Right.
So I want to encourage you to continue doing what you're doing. You're doing an amazing work. It's going to grow even larger. I see God growing your territory. I see you fulfilling it. And along with what we do, I have to encourage you. And I got to reference Nehemiah 6:3. because just as we set our minds and our spirits to this work, there's going to be plenty of folk and situations that are designed to be distractions. Nehemiah 6:3, to paraphrase it, is pretty much like this. We are on the wall. We got a work to do, and we can't come down. My brother, don't come down, because the best is yet to come. Ladies and gentlemen, just give Stephen some love there in the comments, in the chat. Brother, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Bobby, I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you so much, man. God bless.
Man. And I know this will not be the last time that you'll be on this platform. And family, I appreciate each and every one of you that has viewed this live. Of course, share it, because somebody needs to see this. If you see it on replay, please share it, because somebody needs to see this, because this is a powerful interview. Stephen Raisor is a force to be reckoned with. Just allow the story to do what the story is going to do and what it's designed to do. And here's the beauty behind it. The story is not over, brother.
It's not. It's just getting started.
We have only just begun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my time is up. I thank you for yours. And next week, we got something a little different coming for you as far as the next episode. It'll be the 10th episode of the Victim No More podcast. So please stay tuned. My time is up. I thank you for yours. And remember this, I love each and every one of you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. All right, Stephen, hold on.
I like that.